Welcome back to Everyday Eats with Michelle. Today we're going to try a little experiment. I've always heard and seen some videos on deep fried deviled eggs and didn't quite think that they would work as well as everyone says they do, so we're going to give that a shot today. Let's get started. First thing we're going to need to do is obviously hard boil some eggs. I usually take some, put them in a pan, cover it with cold water, bring that up to a boil, and then let it simmer for about 11 to 12 minutes, and they usually turn out pretty good. After that, we'll dunk them in a cold bath, ice water, get them cooled down, peel them up, and then we need to slice these little guys in half. I always make a few extra eggs on the off chance, like I'm doing here. I kind of mangle one or two, either when I'm peeling or when I'm cutting. Be safe, make yourself some extra eggs. Then we're going to take the yolks out. Usually I just give them a little squeeze, they pop right out. Sometimes I need a little help with a spoon. Once you've got your egg yolks in the bowl, you're going to crush them up with your fork. Get them nicely crushed into these little tiny pieces. Get them all broken up. And then we're going to add in a little bit of mayonnaise. Not a ton. We won't want to taste mayonnaise flavor only. We want to be able to still taste that beautiful egg yolk flavor. So you're going to stir these up until you get them nice and creamy, nice and smooth, a little bit like this. And then we're going to add in just a little bit of sea salt because we're going to add in some pancetta later, which is very salty, and just a little bit of black pepper. Get that all stirred up, and then it's time to work on breading our egg whites. I've got my flour, my egg, my panko breadcrumbs, just like normal. I've added in a little bit of cayenne pepper to my flour and my breadcrumbs just for fun. It's how I usually top off my deviled eggs, so I figured why not? So we know the process. We're going to dredge our egg whites in the flour, make sure everything is coated, especially that little inside well. I usually just drop it right down in. It seemed to make it stick pretty well. It doesn't always stick great to the inside with the eggs, so you're going to have to give it a little extra dip here and there. Get it coated with the breadcrumbs. Again, I poured some right into the hole to start just to make sure that it's stuck, hopefully. Again, I'm not 100% convinced that this is going to work, but we are going to try to do something a little bit fun with this. If I'm going to go through the trouble of deep frying an egg white to make a deviled egg, I'm going to make it interesting. So instead of just doing that egg filling and calling it a day, we're going to try to make a bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich. So my breadcrumbs are going to kind of be like the toasted English muffin, and then we're going to add in some pancetta. I mean, look at how good these turned out. I am slightly amazed at how well the breadcrumbs and everything else are sticking to the egg whites. For some reason in my brain, I didn't think this was going to work. Let's see what happens when they hit the hot oil, though, because I'm not convinced that my egg whites are not going to fall apart, despite what I've seen in videos. Let's just see. So my oil's at about 350. I don't have a deep fryer, so I'm going to use my spider strainer, load it up with a couple of halves of eggs, and we're going to make sure we keep these moving, just because I feel like they're going to stick together if I don't. I see some nice color happening on the bottoms, but I'm not seeing a whole lot happening on those inside those wells and on the top. So I think I might have to give these a little flip in a minute if I don't get them where I want them. Because the bottoms are looking nice and golden brown, which is beautiful, exactly what I want. That's insane. But I am going to have to flip them just to get the inside well and the tops as golden brown as the rest of it. I want a nice even color throughout. So we'll dunk these in there for a little bit longer, probably about 1.5 minutes, 2 minutes total. You're just looking to get them golden and crispy. Move them to a paper towel. I do it well side down. And look at that. That is gorgeous. I've got hope. Anyway, we're going to do it well side down on the off chance you still have some oil inside of there. So we'll flip them upside down so that can drain out fully. Otherwise, you're going to end up with a soggy little mess on the insides of your egg cups, and you really don't want that to happen. So we're going to keep this going with all of our egg halves. We'll get them all dumped in, get them all fried up. And again, I expected when I dropped them in the hot oil for them to kind of, the egg to not hold up. I expected them to kind of like turn to mush, which I guess is still possible on the inside. If I think back to our mozzarella bites, they still looked great on the outside, but on the inside, the cheese got all soft and melty. I wonder what's happening to my egg whites on the inside. Is it going to turn to mush? Like, I'm really hoping not, because these things look gorgeous, and I would really like them to taste as good as they look right now. I got hope, maybe. Anyway, for that pancetta now, to mimic our bacon for our bacon, egg, and cheese, I could just pull out a pan and cook them up like normal, but why make an extra pan dirty? So I'm going to drop them right in my spider strainer, give them a shake, and I'm really hoping these don't continue clumping up like they are, but if they do, it's fine, we'll deal with it. If you're using a deep fryer and the holes are too big for the pancetta, obviously just put them in a pan like normal. Sorry, you're going to have to do 2 dishes. Whatever. So let's just see how this works. They're getting nice and crispy. Okay, not too bad. I think I'm almost there. I'm going to let them go for like another 10 seconds. I also feel like I'm losing some here and there to the oil, but totally fine. I think I have enough. So once your pancetta is as crisped up as you would like it to be, you're just going to move that off to a paper towel to drain them like you did with your eggs. And then we're going to, first take a look at this because I am seriously amazed at how gorgeous these are. Look at the color. Look at how well the breading actually stuck to the egg. I didn't think that was going to happen. All right, so let's build these. So we've got our egg nicely fried up. To that, we're going to add in our egg mixture, which again is just my egg yolks, a little bit of mayonnaise, salt and pepper, very basic. We're going to let the flavors of the pancetta and the cheese and the crispiness kind of stand out here too. So then we'll throw on some pieces of our pancetta, mimicking our bacon, as much or as little as you like, but remember, it is a saltier meat. It's a little saltier than bacon, so go a little careful here. Once we've got our pancetta on there, I'm going to grate some extra sharp cheese right down on the top. Sorry, I'm kind of blocking your view, but you'll see it in a minute. I'm just using a zester, no need to pull out the whole big box grater. And there it is. There is our little baby bacon, egg, and cheese recreation in deviled egg form. The only thing we're going to have left to do is give this little guy a taste test. Now, I'm really hoping that the inside of that egg is still nice and firm. I didn't lose the integrity when I dipped it in the oil and it turned to mush. I don't know. Let's give this a shot. All right, here we go. Okay, you can't see it right now, but I'm doing a little bit of a happy dance because my egg is fantastic. It's still firm. I should have showed you, so I'm going to try to do a close-up now, but I hope that works. I don't know. Fantastic. Deep fried deviled eggs. Who knew this would actually work? I think we're going to have to do more of these in the future. If you've got any suggestions for how we should top them or fill them, whatever you want to call it, drop us a comment down below and we'll see what we can do. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up. Consider subscribing if you haven't already. Thanks for watching, and we will see you next week.